What's your lads, welcome to Oak Swamp and part 19 of the Leaf, a ratty roadster. Firstly this week I'd like to say massive thanks to everyone who bought one of my t-shirts last time. Cheers guys, you're keeping this channel going. And talking of t-shirts, I've had a few requests for a different colour, so what I've done is gone with this lovely green. I really like it. And I'll be keeping these for best obviously because I'll kill it in the garage. But they're in the shop right now. Anyway, we better get on with it, haven't we? Bit chilly this morning. First job is these wheel bearings. So I'm gonna whip these hubs off and see what happens. I don't think they're too bad to get off. Someone gave me a hub puller the other day, fortunately. I don't know what I've done with it, but it's a fair distance between there and there. I don't know if it's wide enough. There it is. It looks a bit Halfords, but hopefully that's never going to fit over that hub, surely. No, not a bleeding chance. Oh, that's annoying. I'd rather go with this three-prong thing and see what happens. Morning. Go, boys. So you whip this off, and then this whole lot turns out. Good day. So I've had to come in from the garage because our friend Mr. Jim Hammond's here.
Back again.
And Jim's brought a good friend of his, Keith.
Hello, Keith.
Keith is tuning up, so what are you going to do for us, Jim? The size of it. Okay, with this you can hear the outside one is alright. I think I'm just going to replace them all anyway. Right, next I'm going to finish off this drag link. I've sent it backwards and forwards a few times and I'm pretty happy with where it is, so I think that's where it's going to be. So I've got another bit of tube, so what I'll do is take one of these ends off, put the tube over. I'm going to drill these, put a pin through, weld, and then weld all the way round. And that'd be solid, that'd never come apart. Right, here's the bit I saved for it. This bit's a bit small. Right, I found a bit, it's a bit big, but to be honest, the welds and the pins in this will be enough. This is really more of a cover job. Ain't got no money, I got time on my hands. Ain't got no woman now, I'm always raising sand, but I've been drinking. I've been drinking. What I'll do is weld these two ends on, then weld this one then, enough that I can grind a slight taper because the tube's just slightly different. Want me a woman that ain't never been kissed, maybe we can get along. I won't have to use my fist when I've been drinking. I get home at night, won't you let me lay down and rest? Talk to me, baby, as you ease my aching head when I've been drinking. Filled that all right up, and that's putting a lot of heat into that, so I can only think that's going to make it stronger. What I could do after is drill 2 holes in here and 2 in here, put 2 8mm pins through, and then that'd be it done. Just a little adjustment I'm going to do with this brake pedal. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I want it just over to about here really. So basically, I'm just going to move this over a little bit. So you're still pushing on the pedal. I might even put a little bit of a... Right, I've whipped this clutch pedal out because I want this to finish about 2 inches shorter. So what I've got to do is cut this off and re-drill it for an 8mm tap. I said it before. Remember when you was at school and what the metalwork classes smelled like? Exactly what it smells like. Right, now I'm going to finish off this throttle pedal. Right, so this cable is going to come through here, and I'll use a nipple like this that just sits into the edge of there, like so. Now what I'm going to do is drill this hole out a little bit bigger on the back so it don't bind on the cable. Right, I'm going to weld this up because this is in the right place. I'll then make a bit better of a bracket for it. Okay, I want some threaded spacers, and I've got these brass nuts that have been chromed, and I've done a couple here, look. What I'm going to do is use them on the throttle. Right, this is the sort of idea I'm getting at. And then I'm putting this on a spring, a torsion spring. And that'll keep that nice and tight all the time. So what I've got to do now is make another one of these. I think I'm going to be able to make a straight one this time because I'm coming over further. Right, this is the sort of idea. I've got a little nip in there to keep the spring. I'm going to shape this up a bit and then tack it on and see what it looks like. When I tried to weld it on, look, what the hell is that? I thought it was just galvanised. I cleaned it right up, but look, big hole in it. So I discarded that. Right, there you go, that's the idea, can you see? I think the simpler you keep it, the easier it is. If you're out on the road, that brass piece is off a chocky block electrical connector, and you just use a bit of a push bike cable, and there you are. That will get you home. Simple is the way. Right, the next thing I'm going to do, realign this foot piece that comes up over the pedals. Right, that's the 2 uprights in. Time to change the rattler's calendar. We say goodbye to Miss Blue, Miss March. What have we got for April? Oh, hello. We got a nice blown Viva. Looks like a Forenza. Is it 2 or 3 young ladies there? Lovely job. April. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this up here. Right, good, that's that in. I just got to fix it off properly. I've got to make a bit of a tunnel here for this gear stick as well, but again, that can be done in a minute, so I'm not panicking about that. Well, I'm missing the bolt at the moment, but that's the idea. And then they'll take the hose. So it's my nipper's birthday today. He's 30 today, so happy birthday, Tommy. Hope you're having a good day, mush. Parcel just arrived. I'm assuming this is going to be the alternator. I know they're not made by Lucas anymore, but apparently this is an original one that's been rebuilt. It certainly does look like an original one. Oh. This has got a 2-year warranty and it was 90 quid. And I figure, even if it's filled with Chinese internals, that's all I'd be able to get anyway. I've got 2 years motoring without worrying about it. You can see here's a rebuilt one with all the chips out of it. So it's Thursday morning, I'm heading out to get some wheel bearings, and then I'm going to go out to the New Forest and see if I can grab some tyres from my mate Crazy Steve. I don't like having to drive out on such a beautiful morning, but I've got to get these bits in place so I can start moving forward a bit.
Good morning, sir. You alright?
Is it, mate?
Yeah, not bad. You?
Yeah, good. I've got a new one for you.
Okay.
What's the likelihood on these chaps then?
Very good. Yeah.
It's good.
I suspect we'll either have them here or we can get them in for you.
Yeah, awesome.
Wanna be a good girl of mine, bring it with you when you come.
How'd you get on?
We haven't got them here, but we can get them in for you. RHP brands are obviously a lot more expensive than the alternatives.
Okay, so the difference per bearing is about 40 quid between the cheap ones and the more expensive ones, so I'm going for the cheap ones because I am cheap. I haven't got any money. So the grand total is 77.79. I don't think that's too bad. I can live with that. Cheers, bro.
Cheers, dude.
Thanks a lot, mate. So where we're going now is to a fella out in the New Forest I call Crazy Steve. Now Steve's got an immense amount of Land Rovers and tractors and all sorts of stuff out there. I'm excited to see what he's got because I haven't been out there since I was doing the hook. But anyway, I'm going to go out there because the 16-inch Easy Clean wheels I've got at home, which I'm assuming are straight, I'm going to put Land Rover tyres on just to get us rolling. As long as they're MOTable, then that's what I'm after. And then if I go mud trailing, I'll use them.
Now operator, what's the matter with my line? I wanna talk with that sweet loving gal of mine. Don't you hear me talking to you? Oh, don't you mind my tongue? Wanna be a good gal of mine? Oh, bring it with you, man, you come.
So being called the New Forest, a lot of the New Forest is actually a lot of this.
I may be long, I may be thin, I'm pretty good looking daddy for the kind of shape I'm in now. You're wild about my loving, I mean to have my fun.
Right, Steve's place is just down here.
Wanna be a good gal of mine, you gotta bring it with you when you come. Hey Jim.
See what I mean? Shed roofs made of 109 roofs.
So operator, what's the matter with my line? I wanna talk with that sweet like gal of mine. Now you hear me talking to you, I don't mind my tongue. Wanna be a good gal of mine, bring it with you when you wanna be a good gal of mine. Bring it with you when you wanna be a good gal of mine. Bring it with you when you
Oi.
come.
How you doing, miss?
I've got a box full of tyres.
Have you got any tyres, Steve?
No. I said I had at least 150 of them.
What about those?
What's that?
Right.
You see the propeller?
Yep.
And you see the Vankel engine up there?
Yep.
I'm going to make a Peugeot pusher.
Oh, excellent.
Like a 1925 lookalike?
Yeah.
They made one.
Was that properly big enough?
Yeah, plenty big enough.
What size is the engine?
I don't know, it's a Vankel. I think it's equivalent to about 500 cc's.
Excellent. So what year is this? 1950?
No, this one's 48.
48?
Yeah. Yeah, she's one of the very first. She's basically it's one of the very first because it's under the first 1400. So it's got this gear stick. Actually lives on this casing here and just dangles into the gearbox selectors, as opposed to the later ones, which is obviously bolted onto the gearbox, and the gear stick is all part of the gearbox. Actually, this is one you haven't got to worry about the paintwork, which is nice.
Patina. We like patina.
We've definitely got patina on this one.
Go on, it's quiet. Blimey. Sweet, isn't it? This must be what it's like living next to me, all this bloody noise.
It is. It's fucking racket, isn't it?
Reminds me of the Hook, man. Get your work cut out here, mush, ain't ya?
Just a bit, but...
Nice bit of welding, though. Fair play to you. I wish I could weld like that. It doesn't matter how much I try, right? The years I've been fucking do it, I still can't do it. Sod having one of these bloody things again, because this is what it's all about, isn't it? Oh, is that the bonnet?
That's the bonnet, yeah.
Oh my god.
I thought you'd get excited about that. But I've got the front grille somewhere as well.
Massive. Wait.
And I thought it might be... And I've got the dashboard. I thought it might be quite good for you boys.
I love coming over here. I haven't seen you for how long, Steve?
About 2 bloody years. Too long, actually.
Well, because I finished the Hook, didn't I?
Yes. And then you decided to do something which didn't have a Land Rover in it.
Yeah. So Steve's pulled this out of the shed for me to own. Look at it, it's got a lovely little fuel tank. Look at it, look at the shape on it. And it's got the little dash panel as well, look. Well happy with that, Les. There's a car in the making here. Beautiful.
Stupid dog.
Cheers, Steve. You're a bloody gentleman, man. So if anyone
property. Get off my property!
So I'll leave a link.
I've got everything here. It's all junk, but it's second hand and new.
Yeah.
And worn out and buggered. All good.
I'll leave a link in the description. If you need any series Land Rover parts, this is the place.
I hope so.
Land Rover
But
parts.
we don't run it as a business. It's only a hobby.
Yeah,
You know, just remember we don't charge. If you want to make donations, feel free.
exactly.
Jolly good.
Cheers. Good old Steve. I didn't know anything about that tractor thing. I talked to him about the tyres, and it's handy having them new ones, isn't it? But they're brand new, so that's good. And that tractor thing, I've got just the thing to use for that. More on that later. The ponies are the kings of the road here. Screw fix. I'll show you what that's for in a minute. Look, how's that look? I wouldn't use it on this car, but that's what it's going to do. That looks super cool. I think what the case would be is make a cowl that runs from here and then put the fuel tank at the back. Tyres. Here's the 16-inch rims, and these are the ones that are going on them. And that's just the right size to take that hose. Right, as I've got a bit of exhaust, I'm going to make the exhaust up this afternoon. The one I made originally was off the corner and it's tiny. To be honest, it works really well. That box absolutely quietens it right down, but just a bit too weeny for what I like. So I'll put a new piece in, and I'll probably put a silencer in up there somewhere. Slits on there, lovely. So now I can just position that and then load them up.
Let it rain and let it pour. Let it rain just a whole lot more, 'cause I've got those river blues.
That slips down through there. Comes out there, look.
Let the rain ride right on. Let the waves sweep along, 'cause I've got those deep river blues.
Right, I'll put a little bracket onto there. And that's made that solid. I'll weld that all the way around once I take it out again. But now this is all in. Up to there, I've just got that bit bending it out for the minute. Morning, Ian. So I've nipped 2 garages down to my pal and neighbour's house, Ian, and he's going to put my tyres on for me.
My old gal's a good old pal. She treat me like a waterfowl, and I've got those deep river blues. Take me back to Muscle Shoals. The times are better, so I'm told, 'cause I've got those deep river blues. I fetch me down my old boat. I'm gonna see if it's gonna float, 'cause I've got those deep
Look at that, man.
river blues. And if my boat sinks with me, well, I'll go on down now, don't you see? 'Cause I've got those deep river blues.
Butter in it, country life. Can't put a better bit of butter on your knife. Have you seen this from back here, Mush?
Another satisfied customer.
And look at the distance I had to travel.
Oh no.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
Uber will be here in a minute.
Yeah. I think it looks like a Land Rover. Right, so I was quite busy despite the rain yesterday, and what I've done is I've fitted all this glove box. This is all fitted up now. I put a bracket under here which bolts on. And what I'm going to do now it's not raining, I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to get these side panels in. Last thing last night I was cutting these rubbers, and I'm going to be using these just to dampen everything down, take any rattles out. I'm going to be taking this off and doing the same behind that. And I'm also going to put rubber on the back of this bulkhead just to shut it up. Then I got a bit of a chance of it not being too noisy.
Ain't nobody to cry for me, and the fishes all go out on a spree when I get those deep river blues.
Right, that's that one in. Actually had quite a bit of cutting about to do for that. I've just pinned him in there with a couple of screws, and I'll take him out in a minute, and I'm going to give these their final coat of preservative.
So let it rain, let it pour, let it rain just a whole lot more, 'cause I've got those deep.
Okay, back with the industrial flooring, and I'm going to cover this bulkhead just to take all the rattle out of it.
Let the rain ride right on, let the waves sweep along, 'cause I've got those deep river blues. I've got those deep river blues. I got those deep river blues.
Okay, so I've stuck a load of rubber around in here. I'm just using spray glue because once the seat's on there, it's not getting anywhere anyway. But I'm just going to drill the holes out. been most of this week just messing around with all those little fiddly bits. I didn't film most of it because, you know, it's scarcely worth it. But they all take loads of time, don't they? But I'm at a stage now, the ignition's up here now, so I'm just waiting on the switch. The fuel gauge is wired up. I just need it connecting to a tank. The oil pressure and the water are connected up. All the hoses to the heater are done and running through to the valve back there. The horn's in place, but that's going to be going on this piece that runs between the rad and the bulkhead. Now I've left the bulkhead off for a minute because obviously I want to check for leaks and all that sort of stuff. The temperature sender and all of that all runs inside here and runs up. It was all a case of trying to hide everything, but I think it's pretty much there. So now what I'm going to do is fill it up with water. I know it's going to leak when it gets to this height. Right, I'm going to give them a start, see how this exhaust sounds. Not that loud, is it? How lovely that sounds, but look at the gauges. So Warren and Amanda have popped over. You remember these guys from last week?
Oh yeah, you alright?
And he's trying out the Leaf. What do you reckon, Merce?
It's gonna be good, mate.
Does it feel as big inside as your T, or not?
Bigger.
Does it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Really?
leg room. Yeah.
Excellent. And you've got two in the back to go as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Get the small ones in the
Get the
back.
dog in there as well.
It's just run out of petrol, otherwise I'd fire it up.
Oh, that is.
Nice, isn't it? And it's a
Slick, isn't
5-speed as well.
Is it?
Yeah. Now the reason Warren's down, if you watched last week's video, you might have noticed right at the very end, him giving me a tiny little engine. And this week, he's kindly delivering it.
Yep. Here we go.
It's a nice hoodie you got on there, mate.
Yeah, isn't it? Very nice. Yeah,
Good lad.
Yeah.
I got one on today as well.
I said I also found
Ooh.
this was all made up by the guy.
Oh, was that for that?
That's for that. And, it had and what it was, I mean, it's been chopped around since
Yeah,
then,
no, that's good. It's
But
this
it-
bit.
but it had an exhaust either side. It went either side.
No way.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so it went under. Yeah.
He's cut it all apart.
Oh, this gives me one, man. Look at it. How cute it is.
It is really nice, isn't it?
Do you know they're 28 horsepower?
Is that what they are?
Yeah.
And I found this up the garage, and I think it
Oh,
is.
mate.
I think it's this for this.
It is for there. It's nearly Reliant sized, isn't it? Oh, it's got a clutch in it.
Yeah.
This is American engine, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this come in Allen originally, did it?
It came with him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
But again, the gearbox
It's just forward and reverse.
just forward and reverse. Yeah.
That's all right. It hasn't got enough horsepower for any other gears, is it?
It won't pull much along.
It'd
but
be a crawler. It is so cool, Warren.
Yeah.
I really appreciate this.
I'm glad you're going to make use of it, mate.
I'm going to
because
make it work.
Yeah. That's the thing.
I'm definitely going to make this work. This afternoon, I'm going to pile all the bits together.
Yeah. And see what it looks like.
We're children, aren't we? It's a wealth of spares, isn't it? Where are you going to get these?
Yeah.
Where are you going to get any of this again?
That's right.
I've did a bit of research on them, and they're 720 cc's,
Yeah.
28 horsepower,
Right.
and they were used in, you know, like a Reliant kitten.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's what they were used in.
Oh,
little,
were they?
little tiny compact American cars.
Oh, okay.
And they were big selling cars apparently. And you think in America in the 50s, everyone's running around with small blocks, and this would have been doing 60 to the gallon.
Yeah.
But then the sprint car boys got hold of them, the 700, 750 Formula, and of course they could use this engine to race.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lying.
It's not bad.
It's a cast
You know,
iron, isn't it?
considering what that other.
That other engine's like a boat anchor, isn't it? Right. Oh. Thanks a lot, Warren. Cheers, Merce.
Nice to see you, mate.
Thanks, Mandy.
Okay.
Nice to see you in a nice Oak Swamp
Thanks,
hoodie
yeah,
there.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mike.
See you later, kids.
Take it easy, mate.
Bye.
See ya, bye. Now look at this little cutie. Look how skinny it is. This is a marine engine by the look of it. So it's just got forward and reverse. Exhaust with it as well. And this spare block. Looking a bit tight, but it has got a distributor.
Here we go. Going to the river, gonna buy me a rocking chair. Going to the river, gonna buy me a rocking chair. Blues overtake me, gonna rock 'em all the way down there. Oh Lord. Hey girl, you can't leave me now. Can't help it, the girl can't help it. Hey pretty baby, you can't leave me now. She can't help it, the girl can't help it. Leave me crying, Lord, but you don't know how.
Not only looking forward to getting my tank back, but I'm looking forward to having a good look round Chris's place at the bracket factory. So I arrived eventually and I'm sat with Chris having a cup of tea.
Hello, mate.
And we're at the bracket factory. You're so beautiful. Yes you are, I want to take you home. Yay! I've been dying to see this, man. Cool as fuck, Chris.
Miss Martha.
Did you make all of this?
I did make the bodywork, but everything else.
So tell me all about it, Chris.
So this is it's called a rag special, Austin 7 special.
Yeah.
And the body was made by a guy called Alan Ragg in the mid-80s. And then it sat there and nothing happened. And I got it about 3 years ago and I built it into this car. So the body I didn't build, but everything else I did. So on an Austin 7 chassis, do you want to have a look under the hood?
Definitely. Is it a stock Austin motor?
It is almost stock 7 engine.
Oh, look how nicely done that is.
Fitted this little alternator to it.
Oh, that's a tiny one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's off a Kubota tractor. It's got a high compression head, but apart from that,
okay.
and obviously this is a slightly larger carb.
Lovely work, mate. What about this front end?
I made it all.
He's so much better at this than me, isn't he?
Sure.
How long did it take?
From getting a pile of bits to the first version, which went to the centenary, was 4 months, and then yeah, it was rapid. 1958 BSA C12, bought off Marketplace, last run in 1988. So got that going. There's a video all about getting that going on YouTube.
Oh, cool. It's lush, isn't it? What a beautiful bit of patina on there.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's obviously not going to touch that.
What is this, a 350?
250.
Has it got a V5?
Yeah.
Nice handbrake.
That's that's a fly-off handbrake. So the way it works is that you squeeze it and it engages the ratchet, and then all you do is push it and it flies off.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
This is
RD350.
350 LC.
LC.
350 LC.
Most of these are on the floor, weren't they?
Well, I had one of these when I was 18 and ragged around on it. And
excellent. Look at that. It's a good nick, mate, isn't it? Look how tiny the cans are.
Yeah. Absolute yobbo bike, that is.
12,000. It is a yobbo bike, isn't it?
Yobbo, yeah.
Oh, I like the look of this.
This is it's called an IT250. Oh, no, it's not.
IT?
No, it's not an IT. It's a DT1, Yamaha DT1.
I really like that.
This is Nat's favourite bike.
Yeah, it would be mine as well. Steve McQueen, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah, 1972.
Well, there you are. Awesome. Oh, that's a cute little tank, isn't it? Stop looking at stuff. So what is this?
This is the Lotus 47. So this is the racing version of a Lotus Europa, 1967, and this was raced. It was campaigned in 67 and 68. I restored it about 15 years ago, but stopped at 95%. Life stuff happened, brought it back into the fold. I'm going to do a video all about this, history of it. It's completely untouched since it was raced in 1970.
I'm not going to dwell on these too much, because if you want to see any of these bits and pieces, please go over to Chris's channel, The Bracket Factory. This is lunatic, man.
This is Lunatic Lockdown Lola. So I built this during lockdown, and it is a replica of a Lola T70 Mark 3B. And underneath, I'll lift this up, underneath here is a
Reveal.
6.3 litre Chevrolet.
Small block.
And yeah, it's small block, yeah. An inverted G50 Porsche gearbox.
What would that have been on?
911, early 90s.
Have you breathed on the small block?
It's a 383, so it's got slightly hotter cams. Should be good for 475, 500.
What are the carbs?
They're Weber IDAs.
Ah.
Just kind of stand in it, and then if you pop the steering wheel off, quick release. So what you have to do, you have to imagine you're going down the Mulsanne Straight,
You gonna take this in here?
185 miles an hour.
It's like a spaceship. This is nuts. Where did you get the screen?
It's off a real T70.
Ah, yeah, it's a man's clutch, isn't it?
Cheers.
I met her in a club down in Soho where they drink champagne and it tastes just like Pepsi Cola. La 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 la. Yeah, bud.
You can have that if you want.
Hang on it.
You can have it, yeah.
I'd do a single seater one.
Yeah?
Thanks, mate. Frank the Tank.
Frank and Tank.
Now,
there
if
it is.
you remember
Yeah.
how this tank was, I'm going to flash a picture of how it was before, Chris. But look at that.
No.
So what Chris has done,
This has been tigged. There was a frame put underneath there that was tigged on because you're running very close to this seam, and then that was tigged over the top. That bit of exhaust pipe has been tigged onto this curved flange,
yeah,
and that has been bonded on there with a 2-part epoxy. This closing plate is being bonded on with a 2-part epoxy, hence Frankentank. This copper tube has been silver soldered into that brass fitting, and then the whole lot has been soldered to the tank, and this is just a steel closing plate for where the sander goes.
Now, if you want to see Chris doing this, I'll leave a link below, and Chris did a video on this tank. Thanks a lot for doing this for us, Chris.
It was a pleasure.
It was a pressure. Looks mean from behind, dude.
Bit of choke.
That's cool as hell. It's just the pedals that are freaking
I know,
me out.
it's so close, aren't they? So
yeah,
close.
has this got a handbrake?
No, not yet. Next episode.
Fantastic, thanks, Chris. This thing is something else. It's really cool. Oh, this is going to be awesome once it's on the road. How far do you think you're off?
Well, I can already take it on the road. It's fine. The next step is to get a few more miles under the belt, and then I want to put a much more powerful engine in it.
Really?
Terrify myself.
Thanks ever so much for showing us it all, Chris.
It's cool.
Really appreciate it. And thanks for doing the tank, mate.
No worries, mate.
I owe you one. So while I'm out this way, I'm going to be popping to see another dude called Adi. and have a look around his garage, and he's got a bit of a build going on, which I'm interested in seeing.
Blues overtake me, gonna rock 'em all the way down there. Oh Lord. Hey girl, you can't leave me now. Can't help it, the girl can't help it. Hey pretty baby, you can't leave me now. She can't help it, the girl can't help it. Leave me crying, Lord, but you don't know how.
Yeah, we're here.
Now she's gone, all my good times are through. Now she's gone, all my good times are through. Tossing my bed, whoo, 'cause I'm missing you.
So tell us about this, Aid. So this started as that sidecast car, and you can see what he's done. He's cut it in half, and then cut it in long, and this is what you're
I just
fabricating.
put that on this morning, but I can't do any more with that until I get the height of the grille shell.
And what's the motor?
A Mercedes 123 apparently, 2.8.
What sort of horsepower are you looking at? I should think it'd be pretty lively with triple 40s.
Somewhere around about 140 to 200, somewhere in that range.
You're going to keep cable brakes?
Yeah, man.
Good lad.
Yeah, full
Good
stainless
lad.
is.
Mechanical brakes is the way forward.
Yeah.
So Adi put a post on the old Facebook rat site, says anyone got an engine? Within about 3 days, you've got to this stage. You ain't messing around much, are you?
Don't fuck about. When you're pulling tape off and it keeps snapping. Fucking 10 seconds on the microwave.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Livens it up. At this point of the film, you've got to use your imagination, people.
Now I'm drunk, I'm drinking all the time. Now I'm drunk, I'm drinking all the time. Drinking whiskey, drinking cheap old wine. Said, hey, girl.
See, everyone's got their own methods, but the biggest point about it is getting and looking at it, and
Yeah. Just stopping, looking, starting again.
what's your time scale on this, an 80?
Oh, it's
No pressure or nothing,
another
do you?
35 minutes, I think we'll be done, won't we?
We're going to need some more tape. So Adie's given me some lovely gifts. Look at this lovely nose cone,
Well, we
and
fucking need that.
look at that lovely shape of metal. And I can't believe you're giving me this, Adie. This lovely horn push. Look at that. Look at that. But I'm thinking hand throttle on something. Thanks a lot, dude.
No worries.
Thanks for showing me your shit, and I
Thanks for
enjoyed.
taking some of my shit.
I enjoyed an afternoon of free-forming with you.
Been good, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Come up
no.
with some ideas.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Thanks. Home at last, and it rained all the way home. Anyway, something different for next time. As I know you dudes like me going round checking out people's garages and looking at their collection, Oak Swamp goes to France. Me and my pal Mr. Hawkeye are flying down to the south of France next week, and we're going to see a dude called Casper, and he's going to accommodate us for a few days and show us around his stuff. So make sure you catch up on that. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the old subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like and a comment. And if you appreciate what I'm doing down there and want to support the channel, please go over to the tip jar, or better still, get yourself one of my lovely Oak Swamp t-shirts. And remember, green's in. Anyway, massive thanks to Jim and Keith for all the great tunes, Adi and Chris for showing me their stuff and the cool gifts, and thank you for watching. I'll catch you dudes next time. Hang loose.
Said, hey, girl, you can't leave me now. Can't help it, the girl can't help it. Hey, pretty baby, you can't leave me now. Can't help it, the girl can't help it. Leave me crying, Lord, but you don't know how.
Look at that foot left in the air.
What's your lads? Welcome to Oak Swamp and part 14. Aidan Keith for Aidan Keith. Aidan Chris. Aidan Keith Chris.